Let me tell you a little bit about myself. I'm a serial entrepreneur, a habitual boss. Excuse me, good people and bad luck. Today we're going to talk about entrepreneurship. A lot of the times I get the question of, is it hard to be an entrepreneur? Is entrepreneurship for them? And the easy, simple, and truthful answer is, shit, I don't know. Who are you? Entrepreneurship is going to encompass every single thing that you have done up until that point. Every single job you've had, you're going to have to apply that to your new business. Every single relationship that you either managed or mismanaged, you're going to have to apply that to your new business. Being an entrepreneur means that you're going to take a risk. You're a risk taker. And just like any other risk, only wager what you can afford to lose. Do not quit your job on Tuesday morning because Monday night you had the idea of starting a new business. A lot of people want to try to reinvent the wheel and try to be this groundbreaking influencer of something. And I'm not here to tell you not to do that or not to believe that. I just would like you to be more practical about it. Those kinds of breakthroughs don't happen overnight. It comes from a lot of planning. It comes from a lot of sweat, tears, failure, successes. Entrepreneurship is not for the weak or the faint-hearted. Take it from me. To win without risk is triumph without glory. A man named Cornell came up with that many, many years ago, but it doesn't make it any less true today. You cannot judge the success of your business by the mountains in front of you. You have to judge the success by the mountains behind you, by the hurdles behind you, by the sleepless nights behind you. You can't judge a success about the sleepless nights in front of you. You can't fill your appetite with the food that you haven't caught yet. So being an entrepreneur, you have to get out there and get it. And this is not for the weak. If you're scared about people talking bad about you, do not be an entrepreneur. Now, being an entrepreneur, it takes just a little bit of insanity because you're going against the grain. A lot of us are going against the traditional thoughts of what to do with our lives, what to do to earn a livelihood. We're going against going to a traditional school or working a traditional job. A lot of us are working jobs while we're planning how to escape and start a business of our own, or we're going to school for something knowing that as soon as we get that break, we're going to shake left and go start this business. And people will tell you that you're crazy. People will try to discourage you. I'm here to say, as long as you're risking what you can afford to lose, there's nothing wrong with that. If you're going into your business and you have more questions than answers, if you have more doubts than belief, only risk what you can afford to lose. Only risk the time that you can afford to waste. Only risk the money or the investment that you can part ways with if things don't go right. I prefer not to even talk about money in the beginning of being an entrepreneur. In the beginning stages, let's focus on the passion. Let's focus on the difference that you plan on making. Let's focus on the legacy that you feel like leaving behind. Because if you focus on money, you're going to have a skewed view of what you're trying to do. Don't worry about the money. Focus on building good business, because good business is going to bring you good money. If you focus on good money, you're just going to be busy. That's all. You're just going to be busy. You're going to be running. You're going to be busy, running here, running there, trying to meet this person. You're just going to be busy, but that doesn't always equate to business. So you focus on good business and good money comes. If you want money too bad, you'll never have it. But if you want good business too bad, that's a great thing. That's how you become great. Get out there and you grind. If you work 40 hours for Walmart and 20 hours for yourself a week, you will be surprised how your own business starts to supersede what you make at Walmart. So what you want to do is you want to start with your friends and your family. You sit down, you get a piece of paper and you write down all of your friends and your family. Well, let's just say you find 10 people in your circle. And then from those 10 people, you say, if 10 of those people can bring me 2 more people, And that's how you kind of branch out and you start talking to people, start pitching your business. The more you start to pitch your business, the better you're going to be at pitching your business. The more you start closing deals, the better you're going to get at closing your deals. But you don't wake up an entrepreneur like, I cannot stand when people say I'm a born entrepreneur, and unless you're a born entrepreneur, you can't do it at my level. I call bullshit. That is bullshit. You understand what I'm saying? I don't care if you're born an entrepreneur. I don't care if you learn to be an entrepreneur. You're going to put your pants on one leg at a time, just like I do, except on a drunk night. Okay. But anyway, there is literally no reason for you to be chained to a job that you're miserable at. Not at this day and time. It's too much information out there. What you have to do is push away from social media. Push away from going to the club. Push away from having meaningless friendships and relationships and focus on yourself and your legacy. It doesn't take long to form a habit of searching for information. Just as easy as you pick up your phone and get on Instagram whenever there's nothing to do, that's because that's a habit that you have created. Information is out there and it's for the taking. But a lot of us, we get so complacent in what we're doing and we want to do a lot of stuff, but we don't want to do a lot of stuff. Like we want fruits of the labor without the labor. If you learn to fish, you're going to eat forever. So learn to fish. Don't sit there and continue to allow people to give you fish. And when you're working at these jobs or when you're working in these careers where you're miserable, that's what you're doing. You're just showing up and you're getting your fish. You're getting your fish. But whenever that job terminates you for whatever reason, you're hungry. Some of us are blessed and fortunate enough to have careers that when that job ends, they come and they say, well, we're going to give you a dozen fish to kind of float you until you find another job. And that's great. But the mass majority of us, when it's time to go, they say, hey, sorry, we closing this junk down. Ain't going to be no more fish. And now you out there to fend for yourself. So never allow yourself to get so comfortable being fed that you feel as if that day cannot come where they walk you out, or those doors shut to never open again, or there's a merger and you're out on your ass. So if you have any kind of entrepreneurial idea at any level, there's nothing wrong with you risking the time that you can afford to spend or lose, risking the money that you can afford to part ways with. But who am I to tell you that you can be an entrepreneur? Who am I to tell you that you don't have to work check to check, that you don't have to be miserable in your career, that you don't have to keep continuing to make everybody else rich except yourself? How many of y'all out there have to work on Saturdays and Sundays, and you have to work for clients who are spending their Saturdays and Sundays dealing with their children, but you can't deal with yours because you're working for them? They get played out sometimes, right? But who am I to tell you that there's a better way or another way that you can do it? So let me tell you a little bit about myself. I'm a serial entrepreneur, a habitual boss. Nothing too extraordinary or special about me. I just figured out a long time ago that the chances of me being happy working for somebody else 40, 60 hours a week was going to be slim and nothing. So I figured out how to build business and add value to business and sell business. I've had or sold or still have barbershops, janitorial services, trucking companies, real estate like if you name it, I could basically claim it. And that's why I'm here, and that's why I chose to put this podcast together, is not to only inspire people, but also educate and help people. Because the moment I stop sharing information, and anybody that knows me will tell you, I'm one of the fastest people to share information with somebody. Because anytime I found something out, I ran back like, hey, this is what's going on. This is a move you can make. This is a move we can make. And whether that person moved or not, it didn't matter to me, because I was going to move regardless. I was going to go get that bag regardless. And so that's how I am now. I'm just so excited, and I anticipate helping each and every one of you all that's looking for help to become an entrepreneur.
Hit my chain, 2 kiss. 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 Tropical colors, you tropical colors, you can't. Tropical colors, you can't match that, match that. Tropical colors, you tropical colors, you